God put them in the place where they were protected at Hermosillo, but through the college and through all the meetings that they had, it was getting to be a more dangerous place. One of the last meetings that Eddie and his group had before they left to come home, 3 of the young men had had their lives threatened by bad guys in and around that area. And it's not just Hermosillo itself, but it was so much traveling that they had to do into other areas of Mexico that made it so dangerous. So because of Dan and his wife and 4 kids, the Lord saw it fit to bring them back, and they're now in Greenville, South Carolina. And Eddie was here in early June to give us a report. But the Lord even blessed, even the coming home of his trip. They had 2 stops. They had a van full of material things and the kids, and they had a trailer that they were pulling. They had a stop, a checkpoint in Mexico, and Dan said he was prepared to completely unload all the trailer. They looked at his paperwork and waded right on through. Then when he got to the border of the United States, he said, well, I know we're going to have to unload here. Looked at his paperwork, moved him right on through. And also, they had a tire just about ready to burst on the trailer. And they made it from Hermosillo all the way to Phoenix, Arizona, where they noticed that they had a problem with the tire, and they were able to stop and get it fixed. So the Lord really has seemed to bring him back home. Now, his work and what they're doing in Greenville is pretty much the same, other than the day-to-day teaching that Danny was doing in the college. Pretty much everything's the same. So they're giving us an update. This is October and November. Praise the Lord. Global Operations Week at Bob Jones University was held October the 1st through the 4th. Dan represented MGMI, which is Mexican Gospel Missions International. He represented them, Ebenezer College and Seminary, and Team Mobile Seminary. Brother Barley, who is on deputation to go to Hermosillo, returned to Greenville for a few days to help Dr. Shoemate and Dan with the program. He spoke in different classes as well as interacted with the students that are interested in going to the mission field. The National Conference on Hispanic Outreach, which they call the Hispanic Think Tank, was held on October the 5th in Greenville. Dan moderated this session and again represented MGMI, Ebenezer College, and Team Mobile. Now this is their daughter Anna. Now, I think this had a little something to do with her coming home as well. Anna continues to strive as a freshman at Bob Jones University and is adjusting well to living in the dorm. Now listen to this, as well as adjusting to living in the United States, because she has spent practically her entire life in Mexico. Our van had 240,000 miles on it. That's the same one that pulled that trailer all the way back. And he said that they were having some difficulties with the van and it needed a whole lot of work. But the Lord saw fit to put them into a particular area and let them stay in that area for several days while they had the work done on the van. But they wanted to thank the Lord, and they still have that vehicle. And even though it has all the miles on it, the Lord keeps them chugging right along in what they're doing. And they want to thank the Lord for the safety that they've had with the many miles that they've traveled. It says, we appreciate your prayers for wisdom and strength as we're juggling many responsibilities and activities. Our furlough travels allow us to report to the churches of the 17 years in Mexico and to show how the Lord is leading us to equip national pastors in Latin America and to train them as the next generation. Opal continues to orchestrate the homeschooling for 3 of our 4 kids, and Dan continues to set up more meetings, work at the seminary, do administrative responsibilities for MGMI, and this new Team Mobile. That's where Dan's responsibilities now is not just in Hermosillo, not just for Ebenezer College, but they've expanded to the point of where the program that Dan wrote. Now, as part of his college education for his master's degree and for his doctorate. The thesis that he wrote was the training of national pastors. And when he completed the thesis and he completed the doctorate, we got a note from his mom, Tina. Ellen and I know that family really well. And Tina sent the note that says, we have a doctor in the house, as Danny graduated with his doctorate. And he said, that wasn't so bad. But when the kids started calling him Dr. Dad, he said they put it into it at that particular point. So continue to pray for him. They got more trips coming up in North Carolina, South Carolina, and Virginia. And he says, thank you for your prayers, Dan, Opal, Anna, Abby, Daniel, and Demarius. And it is so good to get these reports. Our dollars that we send out every month, you know, is not just helping them, but helping the folks in Mexico and throughout all of Latin America. So continue to pay for Danny and his family and each of our missionaries who